watching Let's Chat.
I told you we had a great way and a tasty way to button up the show this morning. Here's the guy. It's Tony McGinnis. Tony is the owner-operator of Tasty Donuts. Tony, good to see you as always. You were here a couple of weeks ago talking about king cakes, and we've had several emails going, exactly what is a king cake? So I'm going to hold this up, and you explain to me exactly what a king cake is.
So it's a Mardi Gras time dessert out of New Orleans. So
Right.
so there's 100 different stories. The story you go with, the most commonly accepted is in New Orleans, either you or somebody you know lives on a parade route.
Right.
So when the heart of the Mardi Gras season gets here, let's say it's my house here, we're gathering, we're eating, drinking, being merry, and then we're going to go watch the parade.
Right.
Okay? Dessert is a king cake. And if you get the baby, tomorrow night we're at your house. All right? But
Really cool.
it's a cinnamon infused, it's a brioche, so heavy cinnamon, little texture to it.
I had some, all right, maybe most of the king cake you brought here a couple of weeks ago. I didn't really have most of it, but I had a good part of it. And you and I have had this discussion in years past. One of the things that makes the Tasty Donuts king cake so much better, they're not overly sweet. They're that perfect mixture.
That's correct. And we work hard for that. We pound the dough back hard, and we actually do a not flavored icing. It's just a bland as we can icing to hold the sugar on it, because that's the traditional taste. It's as close. We have a ton of customers from Louisiana, New Orleans specifically, where I'm from too, and that's every bit as good as the king cakes you get down there.
I was going to ask you, what do you know about things Louisiana? You know a lot about Louisiana things. You're from Louisiana.
Yes.
So you know what it takes to bring a touch, or in this case, a bite of authenticity to what you're doing.
That's correct.
Tell me this, what's the purpose of the beads on the king cake? I mean, they look great. Obviously, they're not edible, but what is the reason, what's the story behind the story for these?
They're Mardi Gras beads. It's essentially a Mardi Gras cake. So that's us putting a little piece of Mardi Gras in the boxes with the beads and the doubloons and things of that, just to make it more festive and fun.
And of course, a little bit of that New Orleans, Louisiana love that you put into everything you do, especially the king cakes. All right, donuts. We got to talk about donuts for a bit. How many different varieties of donuts do you normally have on a typical day?
If you walk in, our case is going to be 110 to 120 different donuts.
Different donuts.
Yeah, unique donuts.
So, and Andy asked you before the show started, are you a baker or a businessman? And I love your response.
Yes.
Yes, you are both. You've got 2 locations, correct?
Correct.
And how many donuts do you go through over the course of a day, if you had to put a number to it?
3,000 maybe.
Wow, that's absolutely phenomenal. Including, ladies and gentlemen, one of my favorite donuts, and Tony will be happy to tell you about that, and it is called the, what's the name of that? The Chip Chapman
The Chip
donut.
Chapman, yes.
Which is really good. I mean, it's and not because of the name, it's because of the donut itself. Tell me the flavors on that.
That is maple and double bacon.
Maple and double bacon.
Right.
What a guy, Tony McGinnis. You certainly are the guy. All right, king cakes briefly. I know Mardi Gras is coming up right around the corner, and last year you went through how many of these?
Several thousand.
Several thousand. When do we need to have our orders in for the Tasty Donuts king cakes?
We'll take orders up until the day before Mardi Gras, which is Tuesday, February 13th this year. So if you call the shop and place an order, you're guaranteed availability. We are stocking some plain apple, cream cheese, and Bavarian, but if you will call in an order, that's the best, safest way to go.
Best ones in town, without doubt, by far and away. Tony, good to see you. I know you're going to be wearing your track shoes from now until Mardi Gras and Valentine's Days are both over. Check them out, thetastydonuts.com, thetastydonuts.com. Got to run. Actually, we got to eat. See you back here today, starting at noon.